Hey everybody, KC here. Happy Monday. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about a book that my sister Amy got me that I just finished, and it's called The Kamogawa Food Detectives, and it is by Hisashi Kashiwai. And it is a Japanese novel. And the reason Amy got it for me is that she knows A, I love food, and B, I love detective stories. But this is actually a little bit different. It's actually translated from the Japanese by a guy named Jesse Kirkwood. And what's interesting about this, it doesn't have a traditional novelistic structure. It's basically six short stories, but there's a common theme. And basically, it's about a sort of a hole in the wall restaurant in Kyoto, Japan called the Kamogawa Diner. And what makes the Kamogawa Diner different is that the chef there and his daughter, basically, people will come in and they will tell him about a meal that they had sometime in their past, maybe when they were a kid, maybe a romantic meal they had with a lost love, somebody with a yeah, lots of different reasons. They've had a meal a long time ago, haven't had it for a long time, and are unable to recreate it. And it is then up to the chef and his daughter to figure out what the ingredients were in that meal, and in doing so, being able to recreate the meal for them. And the interesting thing about it is it's really all about how food connects us emotionally, right? It's not just sustenance. Food will help people have a visceral reaction, a visceral connection, if you will, to something in their past. Maybe it's a taste, maybe it's an aroma. It could be some combination thereof. Like we all have a meal that we had when we were kids. We say, oh, man, that was so great. I would love to have that again. And basically, the conceit of the novel is this is a chef who does that. Now, I will tell you, the writing's a little bit stilted because it is a pretty direct, it appears to be a pretty direct translation of the Japanese into English. So it doesn't have the same kind of flow that one would expect from an American novel, but it's really very, very charming. And I liked it a lot, specifically because it talks about something that we talk about here a lot on Morning Newsbeat, right? The emotional connection to food. And I couldn't help but think to myself as I was reading the book, boy, this is a really good promotion for a food retailer. If you had the horses to be able to make it work, you could have people enter a contest and tell you about a meal that they had when they were young or at some point in their past that they haven't had for a long time, and talk about why that meal was important to them. And then the store could actually look at all the entries, pick one, two, six, and recreate those meals not just for that customer, but also for other customers as well. Listen, January and February, they can be slow times in food retailing. Taking a lesson from this book would be a great way to sort of generate a little enthusiasm, do something a little different. Anyway, the book is called The Kamogawa Food Detectives. It is absolutely charming, and I think actually gives us an idea about how to approach marketing at slow times. Anyway, that's what's on my mind. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.